So last night, we were trying to buy our plane tickets to go to China and realized that buying things in China is not the same as buying things in the United States.
Correct. So what should have been like a 5-minute purchase turned into an evening that involved the theater, Alipay, WeChat, and perhaps a couple of phone calls to the credit card fraud department.
I'm Derek.
I'm Kelly.
And we're moving to Shenzhen, China in less than 4 months.
Yeah, that's us.
Right. So we want to tell you about this whole ordeal that ended up going crazy. And so why don't you start with how, first of all, the whole process of getting with the travel agent and everything.
Yeah. So because we're taking NOLA, this isn't a simple process of just booking flights, right?
Nola's our dog.
Oh, right. NOLA, our furry little sweet thing. Anyway, so we have to go through a pet travel company, which is fine. But they kind of run the show because they need to be able to put us on a flight that works for the dog, because the dog's larger, has to go in the cargo, has to be climate control, has to be a certain international flight. So that's where that all started. But because I tend to be the person who researches a little too much, overthink things.
Let's go back to episode 1.
Okay. Anyway, so I do my own research on planes and which ones take dogs and all that kind of thing. And plus, I'm not gonna lie, kind of like using my points. I'd kind of like to get an upgrade on seats, if you know what I'm saying. So of course, I want to do flights that are either Partners of Alaska or what do you
American Airlines.
So anyway.
So someone decides to email the travel agent saying, hey, what about these flights? And they basically said, Kelly, stay in your lane.
In a very polite way.
Very polite.
The bottom line is that we have to use, I don't know how to pronounce that, Nippon?
Right.
The Japanese plane.
ANA, right?
Yeah, which is great. That's a great airline.
From what we've read. We've never flown on it.
No, I read a lot about it.
I know.
They're a great airline. They take great care of pets.
Yep.
So anyway, but here's the kicker.
So we get an email from the travel agent. This was 2 days ago.
Wait, talk about the increase in flights, which is what caused a little bit of anxiety.
We'll get to that. So we get an email a couple days ago that basically said, okay, so these are the flights. This is the cost. What do you think? And we're like, sure. All right. And then it's like, don't forget the time change. It's a 15-hour time difference. They're 15 hours ahead of the west coast of the United States. So it's almost midnight for us. I'm ready to go night-night. And we're getting these emails saying, hey, are we ready? And we're like, all right. So then we get an email that says, can you send us pictures of your passports? Okay. Then I go to bed because I'm tired. We wake up in the morning to an email that says, and this was sent, 6 hours ago, that we had an hour to confirm whether or not we wanted these flights because they can only hold them for an hour.
We were sleeping.
Right. So there's that. So then we ended up figuring out, okay, we're going to get those flights, but then we had to pay the travel agent, which we're not sure how to do that.
Okay, can I just say something?
Yes.
All right, so, so yes, we want the flights. I was told to stay in my lane when I found some other flights, but what I've noticed is the prices were like doubling every day. So I started getting a little anxious. I'm like,
It literally doubled overnight. Like,
Yes.
not even kidding.
airline fuel prices. So now I'm freaked out because not only are there very few flights available during that time anyway, and remember we have to think about the dog, but the price is like doubling. So, but because there's a time change, it's Friday for us when we're talking about this, which is Saturday for them and probably not open, right?
Right.
Not there. So I'm just like, okay, well, this is going to be just horrific, these prices. So then Sunday comes around, our Sunday.
Well, yeah. So it's Monday morning for them.
Right.
And we've got plans to go see The Notebook, the musical,
At theater.
in downtown Portland. So we head to that and we get an email from the travel agent as we're driving to it, basically saying, hey, we can still do these flights. Are you good? You can pay us through a bank transfer. Not sure how we're doing that on a Sunday afternoon. Or you can pay us through Alipay or WeChat. And we're like, oh, we've got Alipay and WeChat accounts that we've set up. That should be easy.
Right.
So we set up our credit card. I set up my credit card.
Well, I set up my
And you set up yours, but I was, and so we're at intermission.
Oh my gosh, we are in the play. It's intermission, and you know it's like 15 minutes, right?
That's it.
That's all you get.
And so I'm trying to figure out on my phone with the Alipay, and now I'm getting blocked because fraud alert. And so then
But it's all in Chinese at first.
Oh, right, yes. So
This is the funny part because we're smart. We are both very intelligent people. We have children that we've raised to be smart. And here we are. He's pushing buttons. We don't even know what it says. Like,
I figured out how to translate it. There is on Alipay and WeChat, there is a translate button that will translate it to English, which helped tremendously.
but at first you were just pushing
At first,
buttons.
I was just pushing buttons.
And then before we knew the translate, I was taking a screenshot quickly and then putting it into ChatGPT saying, okay, what does this say? And it was funny because you're talking thousands of dollars and we're with passports. Like he's downloading passports.
Right, in the middle of, and so I'm getting this fraud alert, so I have to appeal the fraud alert. And the only way to appeal the fraud alert is to send pictures of my passport, pictures of my credit card, pictures of me. And I'm like, okay, let's just do it, whatever. And then the intermission ends and it's ding dong ding and the show starts again. And of course they turn out all the lights and they yell at you to turn off your cell phones.
So
and,
here we are.
And here I am still on my cell phone trying to finish the transaction, and I get another fraud alert. And we're like, well, I guess it's going to wait till after the show.
And all I'm thinking is, so the Notebook's kind of sad, but I now have the giggles because the whole thing is hilarious to me because who knows who we sent money to.
And I am sweating profusely because I am so stressed.
I'm sure the people around us are like, these are some weirdos. This is a sad story. And they're laughing.
So we get home and we try again. And now,
Okay, now you're yelling again.
I'm yelling again. So it's just an exciting story. So we get home and I'm back on my phone trying it again. I'm still hitting this fraud alert, End up calling my credit card. It is now midnight here, and I get through, and the credit card person was like, "Yeah, this all sounds like we should be able to fix it, except we're updating our system right now because it's midnight." And so then I had to call back in this morning, and at this point we have no idea if we're ever going to get to China. We may never get plane tickets. Long story short.
No, it was already a really long story.
I know.
You can't even say that now.
I called the credit card again in the morning. They were able to figure it all out. They had to unlock my account for a 15-minute period, and it's MasterCard or Visa does the same thing. They work with a third-party agency that does the fraud alerts, and they had to unlock my card, and they only get a 15-minute window that we can do this. And then they had to raise my limit of one transaction, international transaction, because that triggers another fraud alert. So luckily, the agent stayed on the phone with me while I did the transaction. It went through. We haven't heard yet if we actually have tickets.
Okay.
Yeah, can you check and see if we have an email?
Okay.
We may have an email as we're speaking saying that we have tickets. No, not yet.
Wait, what time is it in Shenzhen?
But it is
right now?
only 9:30 in the morning there, so we'll see.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so that's our story. What lesson did you learn from this?
I don't know if there was a lesson. I just know it was the funniest thing ever. And who knows? Like, who knows who we paid?
Yeah, we at that point could have been paying anybody thousands of dollars. I could have been sending our passport information to anyone, and well,
We'll see how it all goes down.
but
We haven't
hopefully
heard.
we have plane tickets. Hopefully Nola's going to be able to come with us. We will keep you posted, but we thought you would definitely enjoy the story, number one, but also learn a little bit about the fact that it's not a quick process. And if you're using a US credit card in China, a lot of times they don't work so well, which is why you have to get the Alipay and the WeChat. And when we get to China, we're going to have to get a Chinese bank account.
Right.
That's a later video, months down the road. But
All right.
all right.
So we
well,
got-
now that we hopefully have plane tickets, we've got to figure out how do we get our entire lives into 3 suitcases. That's next.